Here is a Marvin single window fan. This is the one that the letter sent over some time ago. It's a single fan model, and the number I think is behind this slide out panel, which was put on backwards. Yep, there it is. This is the model 110. I'm not sure why it's so blurry. It is the model 110, and it is motor type 4, 0.7 amps, 120 volts, 60 hertz. It's too bad I don't have both of these extenders because the windows in this house are very wide and I'll absolutely need them. It makes more sense to put it on the other side so we can tell the other side's broke. Yeah, I'm going to see now. So this is a very these fans are very cheap fans, and this one feels very cheap as well. It's super lightweight, kind of flimsy. It's in exceptionally good condition though. It doesn't look like it was hardly ever used. Paint's all good on the blades. The guard could use some repainting here and there, but nothing major. I think this is one of the more recent models. The motor looks different than some of the older ones that I have. It's a single speed switch, just on and off. It's a 3 amp switch. It's a Gilbert switch made in USA. There's no fraying on the cord there. And the cord is super short. It's another cheap aspect of these fans. And it looks to me like a... Well, actually, it's got to be probably 90s or 2000s even, because it's a polarized plug. So this really isn't that old at all. I would date this 90s or newer. It's a typical like cheap appliance 90s style cord too. I don't have any kilowatt meters over here just yet, so I can't check the power draw, but we'll power it on and see how it works. Looks like it's in the off position, so we'll turn it on. Seems to run just fine. Moves a lot of air, very powerful fan. I will probably be getting a lot of use out of these Marvin window fans in this house because aside from this room, all the windows are too small to fit a box fan. So you're kind of stuck with a 14-inch or smaller fan. And I suppose, actually, I have a bunch of older 14-inch box fans that would work, may fit. But fans like this I'll probably be using pretty often. And these are by far the best option for a small window because these move a ton more air than the plastic ones do, and they're much quieter. It really moves a tremendous amount of air. We come all the way back. I'm still feeling a strong breeze here. We're halfway across the room. And all the way across the room over here, I still feel a significant breeze. So this would be great. You know, the dual one I'm thinking for the kitchen window right there. And this one, it definitely will find its place somewhere else. And it's even moving the plant around, and the plant's not even in the direct stream of the breeze. So really quite strong fans. It's not the quietest thing out there, but for the air being moved, I don't think that it's unreasonable at all. And it looks Looks like the bearings are in surprisingly good shape on this one, which is very unusual. These were notorious for having cheap bearings that didn't last too long. I suspect this was probably never used, which is good because now I can tear it apart and oil it up correctly, and it will always run with the proper amount of lubrication, and hopefully it'll last a lot longer than and be much less of a hassle than the other ones I have that have been run without lubrication for years, because some of the other ones that I have, they need oiling every couple of hours in service before they start rattling and making a whole bunch of noise. Anyway, so that's it for this one. The Marvin single window fan 110. Pretty cool fan. I remember, I never saw these in person, but I remember many years ago, this is going back to like the late 2000s. This is when I first started to get into the computer. I was going into high school and I started to really get into the computer. And I remember watching videos on YouTube for the first time. And I had gone on and I had searched for videos of fans. And there weren't quite a whole bunch of fan videos out there yet. It was kind of just starting up. And I remember UXW Bill had posted a video about some of the older fans that he had, and I don't think it was this exact model. The one that he had looked like it was a more of a green, darker green color. The one that he had looked more like a darker green color than this one does, but it was the same form factor, and he showed that in the video. And so I always kind of wanted one of these just because seeing that video, seeing that as one of the first fan videos I really watched. So anyways, that's it for this one. Pretty neat fan in really great condition. And I'll definitely get a lot of use out of this one in this house. And it matches the walls pretty nicely too.